Hey, good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing today? How are you guys doing today? Hey, this is Gregor Wiles coming live to you from Houston, Texas with this inspirational morning walk. Man, but it's not much of a morning walk today. I gotta get some work done indoors. Here, I'm at my son's basketball practice. I usually go outside in the parking lot and walk. But it's tornado warnings in this area today. Tornado warnings, so I have to come inside and stay indoors. They say once it's tornado warnings, you need to be sheltered. You need to be in a safe place because a lot of debris and stuff might be flying around. So I have to be safe. So I'm inside this building here today, and I'm going to get to still do what I need to do. Nothing is going to stop that, man. I hope you guys have better weather than we have right here, right now in Houston, and you could enjoy the outdoors. But for a little bit today, I cannot. We got to stay indoors. Yes, so guys, for first-time listeners, if you hear what you like, you can always go on YouTube. We have everything. I usually upload everything on YouTube and put it there, and you can find something that would bless you there. Last time we did an excellent spirit, so I'm kind of, good morning, children, good morning. Yes, I'm going to try and stay safe. Yes, I'm trying to stay safe. Good morning, Tessa. Good morning. How are you doing? How are you doing? Hope you guys having better weather than we are here. We got tornado warnings in effect, so I gotta stay safe in this building here right now. Yeah, so we did about an excellent spirit there on the last that's on Monday, right? So today we're gonna be doing something else here, right? We can doing a little bit of spin-off on excellent spirit, but the next thing is when you forget your source. When you forget your source, and this is what's going on a lot of time. A lot of times we get success and we forget the source. We forget the reason why we are successful and the source of that success, and then we start to go off on our own and destroy ourselves. So it's a little spin-off from the excellent spirit right there also, right? So let's look at Saul's story. We can look at 1 Samuel 15. 1 Samuel 15, we can read some of those and get the gist of it and see how Saul, tell me if he demonstrated an excellent spirit here, and you're going to see how this story play out, right? So one day, Samuel told Saul, "The Lord had me choose you to be king of his people, Israel. Now listen to this message from the Lord. When the Israelites were on their way out of Egypt, the nation of Amalek attacked them. I'm the Lord, all-powerful, and now I'm going to make Amalek pay. Go and attack the Amalekites, destroy them and all their possessions." You hear the instructions. I want you to take note of these instructions. Go and attack the Amalekites, destroy them and all their possessions. Don't have any pity. Kill their men, women, children, and even their babies. You hear these instructions detailed. He said to kill everything. Don't have pity. Kill their men, their women, children, and even their babies. Slaughter their cattle, sheep, camels, and donkeys. So he's saying, go and clean out everything, even the animals. I want you to kill everything. Don't leave nothing alive. That's the instructions you give King Saul. He said, I make you king, and this is what I want you to do. These people got to pay for what they did when I take my people out to Egypt and they attack them. So I want you to kill everything. And when you go down to even saying kill the babies, kill the animals, because those babies can grow up to be grown men. And if they're already contaminated and they grow up to be men, they can be just like the people who we're trying to wipe out. That's why I say get rid of everything, right? Those instructions sound clear enough, right? It sounds clear enough. Okay, God, I got you. I'm going to execute. Let's see how we go and execute this mission now. The Kenites left, and Saul attacked the Amalekites, right? He go and attack them. Every Amalekite was killed except King Agag, right? Now he already there. He killed everyone, and he just captured the king Agag. Saul and his army left Agag alive. God to kill everyone, everything, don't left nothing. And they also spared the best sheep and cattle. They didn't want to destroy anything of value, so they only killed the animals that were worthless or weak. What was the instructions? kill everything, slaughter their cattle, sheep, camels, and donkeys. But you want to keep, oh God, I think you're wrong on this one here, man. Look at this good, fat, nice sheep and cow. And we can't kill these. These are good. God, I think you're wrong on this one, right? How much times we do that? God give us instructions. You met someone and God saying, hey, get all the warning signs is up there. Don't mess with this person. Don't be with them. Don't marry them. But you all the warnings and say, God, I think you're probably wrong on this one, man. Look at this man is handsome and strong. He got a great job. Or look at this woman got a nice body. She's so pretty. God, I think you're wrong on this one here, man. Right? Just like him, right? God said kill everything, but they can't left these good cattle and stuff. And you know what? The king, I can just capture him. I'm not going to kill him. God, I think you're wrong on this one, man, right? And that's what he did, right? That's what he did. He didn't want to destroy anything of value when God said get rid of everything. It's all contaminated. If you take it and put it in your house, you're contaminating your house. I don't care how good it look. So he kept the good animals. So let's see how this story played out. The Lord told Saul, so the Lord get upset now. The Lord told Saul, the Lord told Samuel, Saul has stopped obeying me, and I'm sorry that I made him king, right? So God put you in the position. He get you the job. He make you the boss, right? And you get in there now, and you want to do your own thing and stop listening to, stop doing the right thing. You're waking up every morning, you're praying, you're doing, you're going to church, you're doing all you're doing, you're praying for your breakthrough. You get your breakthrough, and your breakthrough start to get to your head now, right? The breakthrough start to get to your head. So God said, I'm sorry I made him king. Samuel was angry, and he cried out in prayer to the Lord all night. Early the next morning, he went to talk with Saul. Someone told him Saul went to Carmel, where he had a monument built so that everyone remember his victory. Then he left for Gilgal. So this man gets so big-headed, he gonna build a monument now. God sent him on a mission. God behind him and said, go and take care of this. He didn't go and complete the mission. He go halfway completed. Now he gone and built himself a monument of himself so everybody can remember, oh, the great King Saul. He forgetting. You remember when we did about the excellent spirit on Monday, we talk about Daniel, right? Remember, Daniel had this opportunity to take the credit too when the king said, so you could interpret my dream, and Daniel quickly said, no. No man could interpret a dream. Only God above can interpret that dream. And he tell me what to tell you. This is not my credit. It's God's credit. He's just using me. But here, the opposite now, Saul want to take the credit. He built a monument to himself so everyone could remember the victory I had. When is God send you on this mission? And he tell you exactly what to go and do, right? And he was with you to accomplish this mission, right? And this is 1 Samuel 15. Now we on to verse 13. So Samuel finally caught up with Saul, and Saul told him, I hope the Lord will bless you. I have done what the Lord told me. He telling Samuel, because Samuel giving the instructions. So he's saying, hey, Samuel, I hope the Lord bless you, because you come and give me these instructions, and I carry it out. I did what the Lord told me. Right? So a lot of times we do that. And I see that happen a lot of time in the churches. They use what scriptures they want to use. And say, we can turn this one around, but we the twist some scriptures. Say it, and then to say, okay, we did it, we're going according to the Bible. At least we do a lot of it, We didn't do all of it, but we do a lot of it. Let's see how the not doing all of it and a lot of it play out. So finally Saul caught up with him, right? And he told him, I hope the Lord will bless you. I have done what the Lord told me. And then here is Samuel replied, then why, Samuel asked, do I hear sheep and cattle? If you say you've done what the Lord told you to do, why am I hearing sheep and cattle? All of them supposed to be dead. Why am I hearing them in the background there, in your barn, in your farm? Why am I hearing them? Then here he's going to reply now. Oh, the army took them from the Amalekites, Saul explained. They kept the best sheep and cattle so they could sacrifice them to the Lord your God. But we destroy everything else. Man, we did most of the mission. All we do is keep the best sheep and I just keep the king alive. And we did. God should be pleased because we did most of what he asked us to do. Just the best sheep and stuff. And remember, I'm going to come down here and you're going to see how we got to defend this lie. And remember when we talk about lying, we said, One lie, the lie that you tell is actually two lies. The lie to convince yourself to tell the lie and the actual lie that you tell, right? So man, the army took them, Saul explained, they kept the best sheep and cattle so they could sacrifice them to the Lord your God, but we destroy everything else. So he's saying, we take this so we could make sacrifices to God. Did God tell you to keep anything to make sacrifices to him? Was that the instructions? Keep the best stuff to sacrifice to me? Okay, let's go on. Samuel stop. I just imagine Samuel getting upset. Stop, Saul, stop. Samuel said, let me tell you what the Lord told me last night. All right, Saul answered. Samuel continued, you may not think that you are very important, but the Lord chose you to be king, and you are in charge of the whole tribe of Israel. The man saying, you think this thing is a joke? You think this thing is a joke? You don't think you're that important? But the Lord had chose you to be king over all his people. He chose you to be king over all his people. This is not no little jokey position you got. You got the CEO of the company. You in charge of this direction. He give you your own business. He make you some leader some way. He give you your own family. He's saying this is not no joke. You got a responsibility. You got people that you got to lead and lead in the right way. Right? He said make you in charge of all the tribes of Israel. When the Lord sent you on this mission, he told you to wipe out those worthless Amalekites. He gave you simple instructions. Why didn't you listen to the Lord? Why did you keep the animals and make him angry? Why are you keeping these little animals and making the Lord angry? Well, here he replied, but I did listen to the Lord, Saul answered. He sent me on a mission, and I went and I captured King Agag and destroyed his nation. You kept King Agag. He said, destroy everyone, right? And he's still holding out. He did what the Lord asked him to do, right? All the animals were going to be destroyed anyway. Man, the animals going to die anyway, right? So that's why the army brought the best sheep and cattle to Gilgal as sacrifices to the Lord your God. So you see, he's trying to tell this lie. You got to back up this lie we tell now. Man, the animals would be killed anyway, right? So if it doesn't matter if we kill them when we're there or we kill them to make sacrifices to the Lord. We bring them back so we could sacrifice to the Lord. So they can die anyway, right? They can die anyway, right? So it's a lie. You got to defend the lie. So there's two lies. The lie we trying to convince himself that he did the right thing, and the lie we actually tell him he didn't bring back nothing to make no sacrifices because he get cornered. Now we got to come up with a lie, right? So here's Samuel going to reply now. Tell me, Samuel said, does the Lord really want sacrifices and offerings? No. He doesn't want your sacrifices. He wants you to obey him. Now listen to this stuff here now. Rebelling against God or disobeying him because you are proud. Now he get big-headed. I'm the king. I'm going to make this statue. Everybody needs to obey me. I'm the God. I forget about God. I'm the God now. Look at this statue. I'm the one who's doing all these victories. I'm running things, right? So God, see, you're getting proud, bro. You're forgetting the source. You are proud. Rebelling against God or disobeying him because you are proud is just as bad as worshiping idols. You hear that? That's why they said rebellion is a sin of witchcraft. Just bad as worshiping idols or asking them for advice. You refuse to do what God told you, so God has decided that you can be king. You cannot be king, right? So lots of time, guys, and go on to show you how we destroyed them. When you come out to God's protection, you think you're so proud, and the position you got is because you got it on your own strength. I study hard. I got no God and went to university. I went and get his 2 masters. I was up late studying, and I get this, and I got that, and I got this, and I got that, and you're just forgetting God, and you're trying to do your own thing, right? Now you want people worship you, look at you, and you get all the credit, right? You're going to get the credit. God chose you and used you, but you can't forget the source. You can't forget to give him praise. You can't forget, because once you stop, this is what's going to happen. We can go on and see how Saul opened himself for all kind of stuff right now, right? So don't ever forget the source, guys. Don't ever let us get too proud with our achievements and forget the source, because just like Saul here, God could take it anyway. You see, sometimes these big hurricanes and storms and all that happen, and some people had everything, and in a blink of an eye, everything gone. Everything gone in the blink of an eye. Some hurricane blow down everything, some flood come destroy everything, a fire come and destroy everything that you would own to pieces. nothing left of it, just ashes, right? So we never can get too proud. So let's see how his proud self get him right now, right? So hear what he said now. I have sinned, Saul admitted. I disobeyed both you and the Lord. I was afraid of the army, and I listened to them instead. So now how much of us get caught up in this? See, here we said he was afraid of the army. These army men saying, hey, Saul, look at these good sheep and goat and all of that. We can't left all of these stuff, man. Let's just keep a few. He was, no, I don't know if he lying or telling the truth. No. He said he was afraid of the army. He was afraid of the army. I disobeyed both you and the Lord. I was afraid of the army and listened to them instead. Please forgive me and come back with me so I can worship the Lord. So how much of us more afraid of pastor see us doing something or the boss see us doing something, but soon as the back turn, we're talking about the spirit of excellence, right? Instead of leading by the spirit of excellence, we can get away with this thing. But I don't want the boss to see. I don't want pastor to see. I don't want mommy to see. But as soon as they back turn, I know I can get away with it. I'm going to do it. But as soon as they come, I can be straight. Right? You're more afraid of man. And God's seeing what we're doing all the time. He's seeing what we're doing all the time. But we're more afraid of a man than we're afraid of him. That instead of listening to him, that's what Saul's saying here. I was afraid of the army. I listened to them instead I listened to God. Like God's not going to protect him from the army. Right? So we make the same mistakes, and we're doing this every day, guys. So I just want us to be conscious of it. So that's not the spirit of excellence there, right? He get proud and he forget the source. So let's see quickly. I got a little time. Okay, let me go through this quickly and show you when you come out of his protection, how you open yourself now. Now, this proud warrior, this strong warrior what God chose and was destroying all these nations, look how he become insecure now, because when he come out to God, he disobey God. Remember, the enemy can't do nothing to you unless you breaking rules, disobeying God. Then he can give the enemy permission to affect you. So let's see this now. Let's jump to 1 Samuel 18. Let's read a little bit of 1 Samuel 18 and see what he opened himself to, right? So after God get upset with him, he sends Samuel to anoint David. We know the story, right? So David into the picture now. So after David had finished talking with Saul, he met Jonathan, which was Saul's son, the king's son. There was an immediate bond between them, for Jonathan loved David. From that day on, Saul kept David with him and wouldn't let him return home. And Jonathan made a solemn pact with David because he loved him and he loved himself. In other translations, so he made a covenant with David, right? Jonathan sealed the pact by taking off his robe and giving it to David, together with his tunic, sword, bow, and belt. So Jonathan, Saul's son, really like David. He got this, good spirit. You get a good vibe from him. He said, man, I'm going to protect you. Make this pact that I'm going to protect you and, watch over you and everything, because he was the king's son. When Saul asked David, whatever Saul asked David to do, David did it successfully. So now David, God is behind David now, successfully. So Saul made him a commander over the men of war, and appointed an appointment that was welcomed by the people of Saul's officers alike. So everybody liked when he promoted David, because David was, making proper decisions. So when he promoted David over the whole army, people like, yeah, I really like this man doing a good job. When the victorious Israelites army was returning home after David had killed the Philistines, women from all towns of Israel came out to meet King Saul. They sang and danced for joy and tambourines, joy with tambourines and cymbals. This was their song. Saul had killed thousands and David 10,000s, right? So the women them saying, Saul, you killed thousands, but David killed more than you. David killed 10,000s. But you as a leader, right? If the man under you, your assistant, is doing great, right? You don't want to take the credit. That's not a spirit of excellence. Again, your assistant's doing the job. You're doing a great job. Part of your leadership responsibility is grooming great people, great leaders to go off and do their own thing. But here how he get jealous now, because remember, he's not under God's protection no more. He's on his own now. Proudness get him on his own. So anything could affect him now. So look how the spirit of insecurity and jealousy take him over now. Right? After these women singing these songs and saying, Saul killed thousands, but David killed 10,000s. This made Saul very angry. What's this? He said. They credited David with tens of thousands and me with only thousands. Next, they will be making him their king. So from that time on, Saul kept a jealous eye on David. So he opened himself to the spirit of jealousy now. Now he's not protected. So the spirit of jealousy could jump on him. Instead of he looking at the situation and saying, great, man, if this man doing, I don't even need to go to war no more. I could sit back in my palace and enjoy life and let him go out there and take care, fight all the wars, right? A great leader would done that. I'm proud. I want a strong man above my army so he can run things and take care of things. And I could sit back and do my, the king's duty, and I don't have to go and, get myself bloody and sword in the war because I got a man competent to do it. No, but jealousy took him over now. Jealousy took him over now, right? And look how we start making irrational decisions. The very next day, I want to point this out. The very next day, a tormenting spirit from God overwhelmed him. A tormenting spirit from God. Some other translations say evil spirit from God. How God and evil come in the same sentence? That's to show you. Even the evil forces got to answer to God. And that should be comforting to us. That the evil force cannot just jump on us. God got to give them permission. Only when we break laws. And he broke laws. He didn't listen to God. He disobeyed. So God give those evil forces now. Go and get him now. You got permission to go and torment the heck out of him. Because, he's disobedient. He's not under my protection no more. Go on. Y'all got him. So this tormenting spirit come from God and overwhelmed him. And he began to rave in his house like a madman. David was playing the harp. David used to play the harp to calm him down when these tormenting spirits start tormenting him. Play the harp, and as he did each day. But Saul had a spear in his hand, and he suddenly hurled it at David, intending to pin him to the wall. But David escaped him twice. Guys, so I'm saying, he came out of the protection of God. And when you do that, you open yourself. Instead of you seeing things rationally. When you disobey, the spirit of excellence is not in you no more. And you shutting everything down, the spirit of excellence telling you to act. And you get proud and forget your source. This is what happens. So you see a lot of leaders get bring down. You see a lot of leaders come down because they get too proud to forget the source. And when they're on their own, you can't stand on your own. You can't stand on your own, guys. So let's take the lesson from this. Let's get too proud. Don't let's forget the source, because we can open ourselves. A great king like him come down being tormented with an evil spirit from God. Send the evil spirit to torment him. God himself said, come evil forces, y'all go and get the one right there. Y'all got my permission, get him. Torment him for the rest of his days, right, guys? A great, powerful leader was reduced to nothing because he get too proud and he forget his source. So guys, let's take this as an example and don't make these same mistakes, right? That these great men, remember all these stories in the Bible. God just used these people to demonstrate his laws and show us some examples, what to do in some cases and what not to do in other cases. It's not just nice stories you should read and, yeah, it's a great story. No, it's examples. He's showing us how to do things, right, guys? So I'll leave that there. Went on a pretty little long, but I just had to get this over. So have a great day, and we'll talk again on Friday. Goodbye.